Good morning, children. Welcome to today's class. Today, we are going to study the methods of measuring national income. Now, corresponding to the three phases of the circular flow. What were the three phases of the circular flow? Production phase, income phase, and expenditure phase. So, corresponding to these three phases of the flow of income, national income can be measured in by three methods. The first method is what we call the product method, or also called the value added method. The second is the income method, and the third is the expenditure method. So these three methods are in your portion, and in your board exams, a 6 marks question either on calculating the national income or calculating the aggregates of the national income is surely comes. So you must take this topic seriously, because once you understand the concepts and the logic, it becomes very easy to do your numericals. Today I will be taking the first one, product method, value added method of calculating the national income. So please write down first of all the definition. Value added method is a method, write down. Value added method is a method which measures the domestic income by estimating the contribution of each producing enterprise in the domestic territory of a country in an accounting year. That's all. That is the small definition for value added method. Now, I am going to take up the steps you would follow for calculating value added method. The first step is to identify or classify your production units. Now, there are three production units in the domestic territory. The domestic territory has three production units, which are namely primary sector, secondary sector, and third is the tertiary sector. And you know very well, we have already discussed what falls under the primary sector. Activities like agriculture, fishing, mining, etc. What falls in the secondary sector? All manufacturing industries fall in the secondary sector. What falls under the tertiary sector? All the services fall under the tertiary sector. So first of all, we will identify the sectors and then we will estimate. The second step is the gross value added by these sectors. So the gross value added and market price of these three enterprises are summed up. And how do you find the gross value added and market price? It is by value of output minus intermediate consumption. After identifying the sectors, we sum them up together and we will calculate what we call as gross value added at market price. How is gross value added at market price? It is added by this formula. Our value of output minus intermediate cost or intermediate consumption. Now you will ask me, how do you calculate value of output? Value of output is calculated as sales plus change in stock. Sales plus change in stock. Now again, value of output is calculated by sales plus this delta sign means change in stock. What is sales? All the output which has been sold in the year or the accounting year is nothing else but sales, and make a note or put a point or put a star somewhere where you will say that exports is a part of sales. Many a time in your numerical questions, sales is given and exports is given. Now, if sales by itself is given, you will take the value sales, not including exports. But if it is given as domestic sales this much, exports this much, then total sales would be domestic sales plus exports. Have you understood? Now, sales by itself, there it will be given to you, no problem. It is taken as the output which is sold for the year, sales. But if in the question, I'm repeating again, sales is given and exports is given. Now remember, exports is a part of sales. So you will not take exports again or add up the value of exports as a part of sales. No. When do you do that? When it is clearly mentioned in the question, domestic sales this much, exports this much, then what will be the total sales? Domestic sales plus exports, you will get total sales. This is the point. Many a times children get confused. They sometimes add up, sometimes they don't add up, as the case may be. Okay, so now what is change in stock? Change in stock is nothing else but closing stock minus opening stock. The difference of what stock is left at the end of the year minus the stock we had at the beginning of the year. The difference of that is called change in stock. Yes, somebody said something. Any problem? Did somebody say something just now? Okay. Now, it was open. I'll just shut it. Sometimes sales may not be given directly in the question, but the price and quantity of the goods or commodities may be given. In such a case, value of output will be P into Q. Summation of P into Q, where P stands for price and Q stands for the quantity of the goods. This happens when sales is not given directly, but the price of the good and the quantity purchased or bought is given. In that case, the sales will be multiplied by P into Q. Okay. Then, like I said, that's how we calculate the value of output. Now, what is intermediate cost? Because gross value added at market price is value of output minus intermediate cost. And I just explained what is value of output. Value of output is sales plus change in stock. Sales include exports, or exports is included in sales. When it is given in the question, we will take directly sales, not the export part. When do you take exports? You will take exports only when in the question it is given domestic sales this much, export this much. Now, total sales will be adding domestic sales plus export. That's how you get sales. If sales is not given anyway, it can be calculated by taking the price into the quantity. Now I'm talking intermediate consumption. What is intermediate consumption? It is an intermediate cost. What is an intermediate cost? In Hindi, would say kharche. Whatever the expenses you have incurred in producing something. So it is the value of non-factor inputs. Non-factor inputs. What are factor inputs? I taught you last time. There are 4 factors: land, labor, capital, enterprise. Besides these 4, all other expenses like expenses on raw materials, fuel, power, etc. All these fall under the category of intermediate cost or intermediate consumption. I hope I am very clear. It is the value of the non-factor incomes like raw materials, fuel, power, etc. So this is how we calculate gross value added and market price by value of output minus the intermediate consumption. Now this gross value added and market price is nothing else but the GDP of the country measured at market price. So this is almost the same. It is the same. So the GDP is equal to the GVA at market price. If we say it is true, because gross value added at market price is nothing else but the good gross domestic product at market price, market value of all goods and services produced in the country. Isn't it? Now, once we have reached GDP, now calculation of national income is very simple, and we have done the aggregates, so there is no problem. How do you calculate the national income? NNP at factor cost is national income. What value have we arrived at? GDP at market price. Now from here it is very easy to develop your formula. How? Gross to net minus depreciation, domestic to national plus NFIA, okay, market price to factor cost minus NIP. This becomes the formula for calculating the national income. Very simple. So these are the simple steps I have explained of calculating the national income through the value added method. I am quickly going over it. We have to first find the gross value added at market price. How do we get that? First of all, we identify our different P sectors in the production field, which are there: primary, secondary, and the tertiary. We add them up all together, and then gross value added at market price is calculated using this formula. This formula: value of output minus intermediate costs. First step. Right away. Okay. Now, value of output. How is value of output calculated? Value of output is calculated using the simple formula: sales plus change in stock. Like I said, in the numericals, directly sales is given, no problem. You will use the value given in the question to substitute this over here. But if in the question sales is given and exports is given, I said exports is a part of sales. So exports will not be taken while calculating because it is already included in sales. But when in the question domestic sales is given and exports is also given, domestic sales means the sales within the country plus the exports which are being done, when you add them up together, you will get what you call as total sales. In that case, exports will be added to domestic sales. Is that okay? Then, if sales are not given in the question directly, we need to calculate the sales. How would you calculate it? Simply by P into Q. P stands for the price and Q price per unit and the quantity. So, the value of output refers to the market value of the commodities produced by the firm, and it can be done by value of output can also be calculated as P into Q. Now come to the second part of the formula, which is intermediate consumption. What is intermediate consumption? It is the value of non-factor inputs. What were the factor inputs? We learned land, labor, capital, and the prices of the four factors of production. Leaving these aside, all other expenses, all other costs will go as intermediate cost or intermediate consumption. Like what? I've given you examples. The cost of intermediate cost or value of raw materials, then fuel, power, etc. all fall under the intermediate cost or intermediate consumption. So after we have obtained the value of GVA and market price by this formula, GVA and market price means the same as gross domestic product and market price. So what is gross domestic product? If you look into your definition, it is the money value of all the goods and services. Here, in an economy, in an accounting year, what is happening? Money value of all the goods and services produced by all the main sectors, etc., with the changes, etc. So GVA is nothing else but GDP and market price. So once we have GDP and market price, what are we supposed to calculate? The national income using this method. So what is national income? NPF factor cost. How do you calculate NPF factor cost? What value do we have? We have GDP and market price. That must we have. Now using the formulas which we learned in calculating aggregates, I taught you how to do that. Gross, you go to net minus depreciation, domestic to national, NFIA, and market price to market factor cost. What is the thing? Minus NIT. Is that okay? Anyone has any problem? One of you unmute yourself, please. Give me a feedback. Are you understanding? Am I clear? Somebody please answer.
Yes, sir.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Now, you will, before we go for doing the numericals in this, we have precautions in estimation of value added. Sometimes, even a question in theoretical is used. What are the precautions one should take while calculating the value added method? The heading is precautions in estimation value added method. Please write down, note down. First precaution. The value of goods produced for self-consumption the value of goods produced for self-consumption should be included. For example, a farmer is growing food grains for himself. Okay, they are not sold in the market, so they do not have a market price. So then, how is their value to be estimated? Their value is to be estimated as per market price, which is also called imputed price. Imputed price. What is imputed price? Estimation of the same price, what would be the cost in the market, that will be included in the calculation of national income. So all value of goods produced for self-consumption should be included, taking the estimated value or the imputed value. Number one. Number two, production of fixed assets for oneself. Should be included. For example, we have residential buildings by households, factory buildings by entrepreneurs. Now, these are your own houses, own buildings. You are not paying rent. But assume if you had to be taking a similar accommodation outside, then how would it be? It would be according to the estimation or imputed value. Third, the imputed rent of owner-occupied houses. Imputed rent of owner-occupied houses should be included. When you are living in your own house, you are not paying rent, but you are enjoying the housing services similar to people who, let's say, who are staying in rented houses. So, to take into account the housing services enjoyed by the house owners, what would we do? We will take an estimation or an imputed value, imputed market value, so that it could be included in the value added method. The estimated value or the imputed. So another word for imputed or the meaning of imputed is estimation, estimated. Fourth, services for self-consumption are not included. Why they are not included? It is difficult to estimate their market price. For example, it is very difficult to estimate the services by housewives. They are working in the house. Can you put a price on their working? No. Our mothers work in the house as housewives. If they are not working out, then it is not possible to put a price or a market price for their services which they are doing. So their services for self-consumptions are not included. Another, doctor treating his own family members, teachers teaching their own children. These are all examples of services for self-consumption. So they are not included in the calculation of the national income through the value added method. Fifth, the value of sale and purchase of second-hand goods. The value of sales and purchase of second-hand goods is not included. Why? Because they have already been included in the accounting year when they were purchased. They had already been included in the accounting year when they were purchased. That was the fifth point. Sixth point, commission earned on account of second-hand goods. Commission earned on account of second-hand goods is included in the estimation of national income, because commission is a reward for the service. If somebody agent helps you to sell your goods, he takes a commission. That commission is the reward for his service in this particular accounting year, so it is included. But the point before that, the value of the sale and purchase of second-hand goods is not included because It had already been included at the time when the goods were purchased. I hope that is clear, the difference. The commission charge for selling these is included. And the last point, the seventh point, the value of intermediate goods. The value of intermediate goods is not included as they are already reflected in the value of final goods. So only the value of final goods is taken. The value of intermediate goods is not taken in the value added. Any problems clear in understanding? There are still people who are coming late and waiting to be admitted.